Hello, friends. What if I told you that out there in the wild, there are animals with powers that make our human abilities look ordinary? Creatures that can punch faster than bullets, fire toxic chemicals like living flamethrowers, regrow entire limbs, or even survive the freezing void of space without food or water for decades. These are not superheroes from comics. They are real animals sharing our planet with skills we can only dream of having. Today, we step into a world where evolution has created true superpowers, making us wonder, are humans really the top of the chain, or just ordinary beings living alongside nature's real-life legends? In this video, we'll explore a side of the animal kingdom that feels almost unreal, creatures with abilities far beyond anything humans can do. Some can sense electricity in the water or see colors invisible to our eyes. Others can run faster than cars, fire chemical blasts, survive in outer space, or even transform their bodies to become someone or something else. These aren't just amazing facts, they're real-life superpowers, perfected by evolution over millions of years. By the end of this journey, you might start to wonder whether the true superheroes of our world don't walk on two legs at all. When we talk about superpowers, we often think of fantasy, comic book heroes, or futuristic technology. But nature has been crafting real-life abilities far stranger and more powerful than anything humans have ever imagined. Across oceans, forests, deserts, and even the icy vacuum of space, there are creatures with talents that defy the limits of biology as we know it. Some have built-in electric weapons, some heal like science fiction machines. Some see and sense worlds completely invisible to us, and others endure environments that would kill any human in seconds. These animals are the main characters of our story today. Living, breathing legends whose abilities were shaped by millions of years of evolution, turning survival into something that looks like magic to our eyes. Each of them carries a secret skill we can only dream of, proving that in the race for the ultimate superpower, humanity might not be in first place after all. You think Spider-Man's wall-crawling powers are pure fiction? Think again. Nature has already perfected that ability, and the gecko is living proof. This little lizard can casually stroll up walls, run across ceilings, and even hang upside down on glass as if gravity simply doesn't apply to it. No ropes, no suction cups, no sticky glue, just pure biological engineering that makes human climbers look clumsy and slow. The secret to this superpower lies in the gecko's feet. At first glance, they look ordinary, but under a microscope, each toe is covered in millions of tiny hair-like structures called setae, and at the tips of these are even smaller spatula-shaped fibers. These microscopic wonders create weak molecular forces known as van der Waals interactions that literally let the gecko bond with surfaces on a molecular level. In simple terms, the gecko sticks to walls not because it's sticky, but because its feet are creating countless tiny connections with every step it takes, strong enough to hold its entire body weight, yet so clean and effortless that it can detach instantly. Imagine being able to climb skyscrapers barefoot without ropes or tools, walking upside down on a glass ceiling just because you felt like it. That's everyday life for a gecko. But this isn't just about sticking. Geckos can run full speed across walls and ceilings, even when upside down, making their acrobatic escapes look like superhero stunts. Scientists have tried for years to replicate this natural technology, developing advanced climbing gloves and robots inspired by gecko feet. Yet nothing matches the flawless grip and effortless release these tiny lizards perform naturally. They never leave a trace, never lose their footing, and can run straight up a polished window without breaking a sweat. And just when you think you've got a chance to catch one, they throw in another superpower: tail dropping. If a predator manages to grab a gecko by its tail, it can simply let the tail go, wriggling free while the detached tail continues to twitch and distract the attacker. The gecko scurries to safety, tail or no tail, and eventually grows a new one because why not add regeneration to an already overpowered skill set? Watching a gecko in action is like seeing the laws of physics bend just for them. They make the impossible look casual, climbing where no other creature dares and defying gravity every single day. Humans may dream of scaling walls like superheroes, but geckos don't dream. They just do it, effortlessly proving that sometimes the most astonishing superpowers come in the smallest, quietest packages, with tiny, sticky feet that could shame any comic book hero. You think sharks are scary because of their teeth? That's nothing compared to what the hammerhead shark can actually do. This predator isn't just a top hunter because of brute force. It's equipped with one of the most extraordinary superpowers in the animal kingdom: the ability to sense invisible electrical signals given off by every living creature around it. Imagine having a built-in sixth sense that lets you feel the heartbeat of hidden prey buried under sand, or detect a fish twitching in total darkness from meters away. That's daily life for a hammerhead shark, and it's why escaping from one is nearly impossible. The secret to this superpower lies in its bizarre, wide, hammer-shaped head. Those odd-looking extensions aren't just for show. They're packed with thousands of special sensors called ampullae of Lorenzini. These tiny, jelly-filled pores can detect the faintest electric fields created whenever a muscle contracts or a heart beats. To a hammerhead, the ocean isn't a dark, murky place. It's a living map full of glowing signals that no other animal can see. It can literally feel its prey, hiding beneath the sand, tracking every twitch and movement with supernatural precision. And as if that's not enough, the shape of its head gives it panoramic 360-degree vision, allowing it to see almost everything around it while it hunts. Combine this with lightning-fast reflexes, a mouth full of razor-sharp teeth, and the ability to hit speeds of up to 40 km/h, and you have an apex predator that dominates its environment without giving prey the slightest chance to react. Scientists have studied hammerhead sharks for years, fascinated by how finely tuned their sensory powers are, and hoping to learn from them for technology like underwater search devices or medical scanners. But no invention comes close to this natural marvel. Watching a hammerhead glide through the water is like watching a living submarine, scanning the ocean for invisible clues and locking onto its target with deadly accuracy. Humans can build sonars, metal detectors, and advanced sensors. Yet this shark was born with one far superior, allowing it to hunt in ways we can barely comprehend. It's a superpower that turns survival into an art form, a mix of perfect design, impossible senses, and ruthless efficiency. In the endless blue of the ocean, there's no hiding from a hammerhead shark. It doesn't need sight, it doesn't need luck. It just knows where you are, long before you even know it's there. You think superheroes are the only ones who can pull off dramatic last-ditch escape moves? Think again. The sea cucumber has a survival tactic so wild, it feels straight out of a sci-fi horror flick. When danger strikes, it literally throws its own guts at the enemy. Yes, you heard that right. This squishy, slow-moving creature, often lying quietly on the ocean floor, can suddenly eject parts of its internal organs through its rear end, creating a sticky, toxic mess that tangles up or scares off predators. It's the ultimate take that moment in the animal kingdom, turning its own body into a living booby trap. The trick isn't just gross, it's genius. The ejected organs can glue a hungry fish or crab in place, release toxins that make the predator regret ever coming close, or simply act as a disgusting distraction that lets the sea cucumber make a slow but steady getaway. And here's where the true superpower comes in. Losing half your guts is no big deal if you're a sea cucumber. Within weeks, sometimes even days, it regrows everything it lost, good as new, ready to use the trick again if necessary. Imagine a human doing that, getting rid of a few vital organs to escape danger, and then just growing them back later as if nothing happened. That's pure fantasy for us, but everyday reality for this incredible creature. Scientists are fascinated by this regeneration ability and the bizarre chemistry behind its sticky, toxic defenses, studying how these animals manage to repair such extensive damage without infection or permanent harm. The sea cucumber's strategy proves that survival doesn't always mean speed, strength, or sharp teeth. Sometimes it's about being unpredictable, a little gross, and extremely hard to kill. Watching one of these animals launch its insides like confetti of doom is both shocking and brilliant, a perfect example of evolution saying, if you can't fight or flee, freak them out instead. While humans think of superheroes as beings who sacrifice themselves for victory, the sea cucumber takes that idea literally, sacrificing its own guts to live another day and then hitting the biological reset button like it's no big deal. It's a superpower that's as bizarre as it is effective, proving that in the ocean, even the softest, slowest creatures can have a trump card that no predator ever forgets. You think human vision is impressive? Think again. If you've ever believed that having eagle eyes was just a figure of speech, prepare to realize how far from the truth that phrase really is. The golden eagle doesn't just have good eyesight. It has a built-in superpower that makes even the sharpest human vision seem dull and blurry. This bird of prey, one of nature's finest hunters, sees the world in a way we simply can't imagine, spotting details and movements at distances that would leave us completely blind. From high in the sky, sometimes soaring over 3 kilometers above the ground, a golden eagle can pick out the tiny flicker of movement made by a rabbit, a rodent, or even a snake hiding in tall grass. While humans would need powerful binoculars or advanced cameras to see such details, the golden eagle does it effortlessly, thanks to eyes that are built like the most sophisticated optical instruments in the animal kingdom. Each eye contains millions more photoreceptor cells than ours, up to 5 times as many, packing incredible visual detail into every moment. Imagine being able to read a newspaper headline from the far end of a football field, or spot a coin lying on the ground from the top of a skyscraper. That's the level of vision we're talking about, and for the eagle, it's just a normal day. But it doesn't stop there. Golden eagles also see in ultraviolet light, giving them access to a part of the spectrum completely invisible to humans. This allows them to follow UV trails left by prey, like urine marks or the faint glow of fur in sunlight, essentially letting them track animals we'd never even notice. Their eyes are also finely tuned for motion detection. Even the slightest twitch of grass in the wind can betray the presence of a hiding creature below. Once a target is locked in, their incredible depth perception and focus let them calculate distance, speed, and trajectory with perfect precision, turning every hunt into a guaranteed strike. And when the time comes to attack, their super vision guides a death-defying dive. Golden eagles can plummet toward the ground at speeds exceeding 240 kilometers per hour, never losing sight of their prey for even a fraction of a second. Their eyes are specially protected with a third eyelid that keeps them moist and safe during high-speed dives, ensuring clarity even in fierce wind and dust. By the time the prey notices the shadow racing toward it, it's already too late. The eagle's vision, accuracy, and speed make escape nearly impossible. Scientists have studied these birds to better understand the mechanics of vision, hoping to develop improved imaging systems and even bio-inspired technology that mimics their ability to detect detail over long distances. But no man-made device has yet come close to matching what evolution gave the golden eagle naturally. In the animal kingdom, size, strength, and speed matter. But the golden eagle proves that ultimate power can come from sight alone. With vision this extraordinary, nothing escapes its gaze, making it one of the most formidable predators on Earth and giving it a true superpower humans can only dream of having. You ever thought a creature smaller than your fingernail could carry a weapon powerful enough to make predators run for their lives? The bombardier beetle does exactly that, turning its tiny body into a living chemical cannon that would put man-made gadgets to shame. When danger approaches, a frog, a spider, or even a curious lizard, this beetle doesn't hide or run. Instead, it unleashes a rapid-fire blast of boiling toxic chemicals shot straight from its abdomen with pinpoint accuracy. The reaction inside its body is pure natural engineering genius. Two separate harmless chemicals mix in a special chamber lined with valves, and in an instant, a violent chemical explosion is triggered. The result? A scalding hot spray, nearly 100 degrees Celsius, fired in bursts like a machine gun, aimed directly at an attacker's eyes, mouth, or legs. Predators often jump back in shock, stunned or burned, instantly regretting their choice of meal. Some never dare to attack a bombardier beetle again after a single encounter, learning the hard way that this tiny insect fights like it's armed with a flamethrower. What makes this ability incredible is the beetle's control over it. It can fire multiple times in quick succession, aim in different directions, and stop on command, all while keeping itself completely safe from its own weapon. Scientists have studied this living chemical gun for decades, amazed by how precise and complex its natural design is. Engineers even try to copy the mechanism for new propulsion systems and self-defense technologies. But for the bombardier beetle, it's just daily life. A creature so small you could crush it with a finger, yet equipped with a superpower that no human could ever replicate naturally. In a world where size often determines strength, this insect proves that clever chemistry can turn the tiniest body into an unstoppable force, a reminder that nature's most powerful weapons sometimes come in the smallest, most unexpected packages. You think human senses are sharp? Think again. Deep in murky waters where light never reaches, the platypus hunts with an ability that feels like science fiction. A built-in sixth sense that lets it see electricity itself. While humans rely on sight, sound, and touch, this bizarre creature from Australia can detect the faint electric signals generated by the muscles and nerves of other animals. Its duck-like bill is packed with over 40,000 electroreceptors and 60,000 touch sensors, allowing it to map the environment and pinpoint prey even with its eyes, ears, and nostrils tightly closed underwater. Imagine moving through complete darkness, yet feeling every twitch of a fish's fin, every pulse of movement in the mud, as if the water were alive with invisible lights only you could see. This power makes the platypus an unbeatable hunter in its ecosystem. It glides through rivers and streams, sweeping its bill from side to side, collecting a flood of electrical data that no other mammal can process. Scientists say this ability is so precise that a platypus could detect the heartbeat of a shrimp buried under layers of sand. This isn't just impressive. It's a sensory superpower that rewrites how we think perception works. Humans build machines, sonars, and sensors to mimic what this small animal does naturally. Yet our technology is still far behind. Watching a platypus hunt is like seeing a living radar in action, a creature gifted with powers no person could ever match, turning every dive into an effortless display of evolutionary genius. Imagine being able to detect and analyze your surroundings faster than the blink of an eye, reacting in mere fractions of a second, making humans look slow and clumsy by comparison. The star-nosed mole, a small and strange-looking mammal living in the wetlands of North America, has a superpower so astonishing it seems unreal: the ability to see the world through touch at a speed unmatched by any other creature. Its nose isn't just a nose, it's a living radar system. At the tip of its snout are 22 fleshy, tentacle-like appendages forming a star shape, each packed with over 25,000 ultra-sensitive touch receptors called Eimer's organs. These sensors can detect the tiniest vibrations, textures, and movements in the soil or water, creating a detailed map of the environment in the mole's brain almost instantly. When it searches for food, the star-nosed mole taps its snout rapidly, touching objects up to 10-15 times per second, identifying whether something is edible in as little as 8 milliseconds, faster than the human brain can process visual information. No human technology matches this level of sensory speed and precision. Scientists have called the star-nosed mole's touch the fastest decision-making system in the animal kingdom. This super sense allows the mole to thrive underground and underwater, where light is scarce and sight is useless. Insects, worms, and tiny fish don't stand a chance. The mole can locate, analyze, and swallow its prey before the target even knows it's been caught, sometimes finishing a hunt in less than a quarter of a second. But this incredible adaptation isn't just about speed. It's also about detail. The mole's brain devotes enormous processing power to touch, creating a mental image of its surroundings that rivals sight. It can feel shapes, sizes, and textures with such clarity that it doesn't need eyes to navigate or hunt effectively. Scientists studying this animal hope one day to mimic its sensory abilities in robotics and medical devices, creating tools that can detect and react with superhuman speed. The star-nosed mole may be small, odd-looking, and often overlooked, But its superpower is one of the most advanced natural abilities on Earth, lightning-fast touch that turns total darkness into a world of instant, perfect information, giving it a survival edge that humans can only dream of having. Imagine running so fast that you could leave a speeding car in the dust, reaching top speed in just a few heartbeats. The cheetah is nature's ultimate sprinter, a predator built for breathtaking acceleration and agility that no human athlete could ever come close to matching. In the wild plains of Africa, cheetahs chase down gazelles and antelopes with explosive bursts of speed, hitting 100 to 120 kilometers per hour in just 3 seconds, faster than many sports cars. Their entire body is a living machine designed for this single superpower. Long, slender limbs act like springs, propelling them forward with incredible stride length. Their spine is hyper-flexible, stretching and compressing like a coil to increase speed and reach distances of up to 7 meters in one leap. Large nasal passages and lungs allow massive oxygen intake, while their heart and muscles work at peak efficiency to sustain high-speed chases for short but decisive sprints. Their semi-retractable claws act like cleats, gripping the ground for better traction, and their long tail works as a balancing rudder, allowing sharp turns at high speeds while pursuing prey. Unlike humans, who rely on endurance running, cheetahs are built for sudden, devastating chases that last less than a minute, but almost guarantee a successful hunt. However, this incredible speed comes at a cost. A cheetah's body overheats quickly, and after a high-speed chase, it needs to rest and recover before hunting again. But when it counts, no land animal on Earth can match its acceleration and raw velocity. Scientists studying cheetahs have used their biomechanics to inspire advanced robotics and sports technology, hoping to understand how such speed is physically possible. Watching a cheetah hunt in the wild is like watching a living rocket, precise, powerful, and unstoppable in short bursts, with every muscle and bone perfectly tuned for one purpose: to be the fastest thing on 4 legs. In a world where most predators rely on stealth, teamwork, or brute force, the cheetah wins its battles with pure speed, a superpower humans can only dream of having. You ever imagined what it would be like to rewrite your identity in an instant, fooling everyone around you into thinking you're something far more dangerous than you are? The mimic octopus does this every single day, turning deception into its greatest weapon for survival. Living in the shallow, predator-filled waters of Southeast Asia, this incredible creature has evolved the ability to imitate more than 15 different sea animals to escape danger. When a threat appears, the mimic octopus doesn't just hide. It becomes an entirely different being. It stretches its arms and swims like a venomous flatfish to deter bottom-feeding predators. If that doesn't work, it coils 2 arms and waves them in a menacing pattern to look like a deadly sea snake, one of the most feared creatures in the ocean. Sometimes, it fans out its limbs and moves in sharp, jerky motions to mimic a lionfish with venomous spines that no one dares attack. Scientists have even observed it changing its disguise based on the type of predator nearby, selecting the scariest imitation to match the threat, almost as if it's thinking strategically in real time. This isn't just color-changing camouflage. It's full-body transformation combined with intelligent behavior. The mimic octopus manipulates its shape, texture, movement, and even posture to sell the illusion perfectly. Predators that might have chased a normal octopus away instead hesitate, confused or frightened by what appears to be a toxic or highly dangerous creature. This gives the mimic octopus the precious seconds it needs to escape, proving that in the ocean, survival doesn't always belong to the strongest or fastest, but to those who can outsmart their enemies. Watching this animal in action feels like seeing a real-life shapeshifter, a master of deception that bends reality underwater. Humans need costumes, technology, or years of acting lessons to pull off such convincing disguises. Yet the mimic octopus was born with the ultimate superpower, the ability to transform into fear itself, making even the fiercest hunters think twice before attacking. Imagine having a punch so fast it could break glass, shatter shells, and move faster than the blink of an eye. The mantis shrimp is a small, brightly colored marine creature that looks harmless at first glance, but it possesses one of the most powerful strikes in the animal kingdom. Its specialized forelimbs, known as raptorial appendages, can accelerate with the speed of a bullet fired from a gun, delivering blows that reach up to 80 kilometers per hour underwater. The force of this strike is so intense that it doesn't just crush prey like crabs and snails. It creates cavitation bubbles that collapse with explosive energy and heat comparable to the surface of the sun, delivering a second shockwave even after the initial hit. No human has a fraction of this power or speed in their movements, but the mantis shrimp's superpowers don't end there. Its eyes are among the most advanced in the natural world, capable of detecting ultraviolet light, polarized light, and colors far beyond the human spectrum. While we see 3 basic color channels, mantis shrimp have up to 16, giving them a completely alien vision of the underwater world. This supervision allows them to spot hidden prey, detect predators long before danger strikes, and communicate with each other using colors invisible to other species. Scientists have studied their eyes to improve everything from cancer detection technology to better imaging devices for humans, proving how unique and advanced these creatures are. Despite their small size, mantis shrimp are feared hunters and virtually untouchable in their territory. Aquariums struggle to keep them in glass tanks because their punches can crack or even break the glass walls, making them true underwater boxers with power that defies logic. Watching a mantis shrimp strike is like witnessing a living weapon at work, a creature equipped with speed, force, and senses that make human abilities look primitive in comparison. In a world where survival is often about strength, this tiny marvel shows that being small doesn't mean being weak. It means having a superpower no one can match. Imagine having the ability to vanish in plain sight, shifting your entire appearance in seconds, not just to hide, but to communicate, to control your surroundings, and to avoid certain death. The chameleon is one of nature's most extraordinary shapeshifters, capable of doing what humans can only fantasize about, blending seamlessly into any background or flashing vivid colors like a living billboard. This reptile's skin is a high-tech masterpiece built over millions of years of evolution. Beneath the surface, it contains layers of specialized cells called chromatophores and iridophores, which expand or contract to reflect different wavelengths of light. With microscopic precision, the chameleon can change from leafy green to earthy brown, fiery orange, or even electric blue, matching its environment with uncanny accuracy or sending signals to other chameleons without making a sound. Camouflage isn't its only trick. Color change can express mood, warn rivals, or attract mates, making this ability both a survival tool and a language. When a predator approaches, the chameleon freezes, becoming almost invisible among leaves or bark. If danger persists, it can shift shades multiple times in seconds, breaking up its outline and confusing attackers. Its slow, rocking movements mimic swaying branches, making it nearly impossible to spot even at close range. But the chameleon's superpowers go beyond invisibility. Its eyes can rotate independently, giving it a 360-degree field of vision without moving its head, allowing it to scan for threats or prey from every angle while staying perfectly still. When it strikes, its tongue shoots out faster than the blink of an eye, snatching insects from distances up to twice its body length with pinpoint accuracy. Scientists have long studied chameleons to understand their unique skin technology, hoping to one day create adaptive camouflage materials or instant color-changing clothing. In nature, this incredible ability means survival, a way to avoid becoming lunch in a world full of predators and to communicate powerfully in a silent, competitive environment. Watching a chameleon disappear before your eyes or explode into bright colors is like witnessing real-life magic, a superpower that gives this seemingly gentle reptile mastery over sight itself, making it one of evolution's greatest illusionists. Imagine losing a limb, part of your spine, or even a piece of your brain, and growing it back perfectly, as if nothing ever happened. That's the everyday superpower of the axolotl, a small, almost otherworldly amphibian that can regenerate parts of its body with an ability no human can match. Living in lakes and canals of Mexico, this creature looks like it came straight out of a fantasy story, with its feathery external gills and perpetual smile. But beneath that gentle appearance hides one of evolution's most extraordinary skills. Unlike humans, whose wounds often leave scars and permanent damage, axolotls can fully regrow entire limbs, spinal cords, jaws, hearts, and even parts of their brain and eyes within weeks or months. Scientists have observed that they can do this multiple times over their lifespan without losing the ability or showing any deformities. Their cells seem to remember exactly what to become, reprogramming themselves into perfect replacements as if rewinding time. This regeneration isn't just surface-level healing. It reconnects nerves, blood vessels, muscles, and bones with precision that modern medicine can only dream of. In experiments, axolotls have recovered from injuries that would be catastrophic or fatal to humans, returning to normal function without a trace of damage. Researchers around the world study these living miracles, hoping to unlock secrets that could one day allow humans to regenerate lost limbs or heal damaged organs naturally. In their natural habitat, this power gives axolotls an incredible advantage. If attacked by predators like fish or birds, losing a leg or part of their tail is not the end. It's a temporary setback easily fixed by nature's built-in repair system. Even internal organs can regrow if damaged, making these creatures almost impossible to maim permanently. Watching an axolotl recover from what would be a devastating injury to any other animal feels like seeing science fiction happen in real life. While humans need advanced surgery and technology to fix major injuries, this little amphibian does it effortlessly, over and over, carrying a power that could revolutionize medicine if we ever learned its secret. In a world where survival often depends on avoiding harm, the axolotl turns injury into nothing more than an inconvenience, proving that sometimes the greatest superpower isn't strength or speed. It's the ability to heal and start anew as many times as it takes. You ever thought shooting a target with perfect accuracy was a human thing? Well, meet the archerfish, a small aquatic sharpshooter that puts even the best snipers to shame. This fish doesn't just swim around waiting for food to fall into its mouth. It hunts insects above the water by firing precision jets of water, knocking them out of the air with unbelievable skill. No guns, no lasers, no high-tech gear, just a mouth turned into a living water cannon. The archerfish's trick sounds simple, but it's anything but. It carefully studies its prey, accounting for angles, distance, light refraction through water and air, and even the speed of a moving target. Then, with a sudden forceful squeeze of its gill covers and tongue, it shoots a perfectly aimed stream of water, hitting bugs perched on leaves or twigs above the surface. We're not talking about random sprays. These shots are laser accurate, often striking from distances up to 2 meters away. If the first shot somehow misses, the archerfish adjusts instantly and fires again, usually scoring a direct hit within seconds. Humans need years of training and fancy rifles to pull off this kind of marksmanship, yet this little fish is born with it built in. What's even more mind-blowing is that young archerfish aren't great shots at first, but they learn quickly, practicing until they become sharp-shooting pros. Some can even compensate for the distortion caused by water's surface tension and gravity, predicting where the bug will fall before it hits the water. Scientists have studied these fish to understand their precision, hoping to improve everything from robotic targeting systems to ballistics. But the truth is, we're still lagging behind nature's tiny sniper. And the archerfish isn't done showing off. If it clings stubbornly to a branch, the fish can increase the force of its shot, blasting with enough power to shake the insect loose. Watching one in action is like seeing a perfectly trained marksman at work, except the weapon is its own body, and the bullets are jets of water fired with the speed and accuracy of a miniature water gun champion. While humans boast about their aim in video games or on shooting ranges, the archerfish casually does the real thing every day, living proof that nature designed sharpshooters long before humans even picked up a bow. This little aquatic hunter turns water into a deadly projectile, sniping bugs from below and proving that you don't need hands or weapons to be the ultimate marksman. You just need the right superpower in your genes. You might think humans are great navigators with our maps, compasses, and GPS, but compared to salmon, we're just amateurs stumbling around in the dark. These remarkable fish have a natural superpower that lets them travel thousands of kilometers through oceans and rivers and return to the exact spot where they were born, without ever getting lost. No satellites, no technology, just instincts so sharp they make our best navigation systems look primitive. A salmon's life begins in a freshwater stream, often high up in mountains or remote valleys. From the moment it hatches, it starts building a sensory map of its birthplace. Scientists believe salmon memorize unique chemical fingerprints of their home waters, a combination of scents and tastes so specific that even decades later, they can recognize it instantly. Imagine walking through a city blindfolded and knowing exactly where you are just by smelling the air. That's what salmon can do. But chemical cues are only part of their incredible navigation. Salmon also possess an internal compass that senses Earth's magnetic field. This ability acts like a biological GPS, allowing them to chart long, complex routes across vast oceans, often spanning thousands of kilometers, before returning to the river where they started life. Every twist, every turn, every current is somehow recorded in their memory, guiding them with astonishing precision. While humans need maps and constant corrections to avoid getting lost, salmon just know where to go, no matter how far away they are. The journey home is nothing short of heroic. These fish battle strong ocean currents, evade predators, and leap up waterfalls, driven by an instinct to reach their spawning grounds. Against all odds, many make it back to the exact gravel bed where they were born. Researchers have even tagged salmon and watched in awe as they navigated thousands of kilometers of open ocean, then swam upstream through branching rivers, choosing the right fork every single time. The margin for error is tiny, and yet they almost never miss. For humans, retracing our steps after years would be impossible without technology, and even then, we'd struggle. But salmon are living proof that nature has its own flawless navigation system, one we still don't fully understand. Scientists study these fish hoping to unlock secrets that could improve our own navigation technologies. But for salmon, it's just another part of life, a superpower written into their DNA. In a world where most creatures rely on sight or luck to find their way, salmon use an incredible combination of smell, memory, and magnetism to achieve what seems impossible. Their journeys are epic, their precision is unmatched, and their innate guidance system makes them one of the greatest navigators nature has ever produced. A true animal superpower that humans can only dream of possessing. Imagine surviving where no other living thing could, in boiling heat, freezing cold, crushing pressure, deadly radiation, even the vacuum of space, and coming back to life after decades without food or water. That's not a scene from a sci-fi movie. It's the everyday reality of the tardigrade, a microscopic creature also known as the water bear, arguably the toughest animal on Earth. Despite its tiny size, barely half a millimeter long, the tardigrade possesses survival skills so extreme that humans can only dream of having them. When conditions turn hostile, water disappears, temperatures rise or plummet, or radiation levels become lethal, the tardigrade activates its ultimate defense. It shuts itself down almost completely. It curls into a dry, lifeless-looking ball called a ton, expelling almost all water from its body and halting its metabolism to near zero. In this state, it's not truly alive, but not dead either, suspended in time, waiting for the world to become safe again. In the ton state, tardigrades can survive for decades without a drop of water or a crumb of food. They've endured temperatures close to absolute zero and above boiling point, withstood pressures stronger than those at the bottom of the deepest ocean, and survived radiation that would destroy any other living cell. In one experiment, scientists even exposed tardigrades to the vacuum of outer space, bombarding them with cosmic rays and extreme cold. Months later, when given water, they rehydrated and simply walked away as if nothing had happened. Their secret lies in unique proteins and sugars that protect their DNA and cells from damage, essentially freezing their biological state and shielding them from destruction. This makes tardigrades virtually indestructible, capable of surviving scenarios that would wipe out entire species in seconds. For humans, even the best technology can't match what this tiny creature does naturally. Scientists dream of harnessing tardigrade biology to protect human cells from radiation, extend lifespans, or even help astronauts survive deep space travel. The tardigrade may be small and invisible to the naked eye, but its superpower is unmatched: the ability to outlast time, space, and death itself. It's a living paradox, proving that true strength isn't size or force. It's resilience so extreme that even the universe's harshest conditions can't erase it. Imagine walking through the water and being hit by a force so strong it feels like a lightning bolt coming from a living creature. The electric eel is one of nature's most shocking marvels, an animal capable of generating electric charges up to 600 volts, enough to stun large prey, deter predators, and even knock a human unconscious in certain conditions. This unique ability comes from thousands of specialized cells called electrocytes, stacked inside its body like living batteries. When threatened or hunting, the eel fires these cells in perfect unison, releasing a jolt of electricity that ripples through the water, paralyzing fish or scaring away any attacker. But this isn't just random shocking power. Electric eels can control the intensity and direction of their discharges, sending short bursts to probe their surroundings, or full-force strikes to disable prey instantly. They even use electric pulses like a radar, mapping the murky waters where visibility is poor, detecting hidden fish under mud or plants. Some eels have been seen leaping out of the water to deliver high-voltage strikes directly to larger threats, maximizing the effect and ensuring their safety. What makes this power even more incredible is how precise it is. Unlike man-made tasers or electric devices, the eel's discharge is biologically fine-tuned, safe for itself, yet devastating to others, allowing it to hunt and defend without ever needing claws, teeth, or speed. Scientists studying electric eels have even inspired modern technology, hoping to replicate this natural bio-battery for future medical devices and energy solutions. In a world where humans need tools and machines to harness electricity, the eel was born carrying its own high-voltage weapon, turning the water around it into a force field that says to every predator, "Touch me, and you'll regret it." This isn't just a defense mechanism. It's a living superpower, unmatched in precision and strength, making the electric eel one of nature's most astonishing creations. Think superheroes are just a human fantasy? Nature has been writing its own comic book for millions of years, and the real stars don't wear capes. They crawl, swim, fly, and slither around us every single day. The key revelation from this journey is that evolution has already created powers we thought could only exist in movies or myths. We've seen creatures that heal like science fiction machines, animals that navigate thousands of kilometers without a map, predators that sense electricity or light invisible to humans, and tiny, indestructible beings that laugh in the face of radiation and the vacuum of space. These aren't magic tricks. They are nature's real-life superpowers, refined over millions of years, perfectly tuned for survival and efficiency. The consequences of these discoveries go far beyond just being amazed. Each of these abilities challenges what we know about biology, physics, and even technology. If an axolotl can regrow a brain, could humans one day do the same? If a tardigrade can survive outer space, might its biology help astronauts travel to distant planets unharmed? If a golden eagle can see a rabbit from kilometers away, could its eyes inspire next-generation cameras and sensors? These creatures are living blueprints for a future where human limitations might be broken, where science could borrow from nature's best designs and give us powers we've only dreamed of. But even if that future never comes, these superpowered animals remind us of something humbling. Humans aren't the pinnacle of evolution we often think we are. In fact, compared to some of our planet's other residents, we're slow, fragile, and half-blind. The natural world is packed with abilities that make ours look basic, and every one of these creatures proves that life on Earth is far more extraordinary than we give it credit for. So here's the conclusion. Superheroes are real. They just don't walk on two legs or wear costumes. They live in rivers, oceans, forests, and skies all around us, performing feats every day that defy human limits. The next time you think humans are nature's greatest success story, remember the eel that carries lightning in its body, the shrimp that punches faster than a bullet, or the fish that snipes flying insects with a jet of water. Maybe we're not the top of the chain after all. Maybe we're just lucky enough to share a planet with the real-life legends evolution has created. And that, my friends, is the greatest superpower of all, being reminded that nature will always outdo fiction. So, after diving into the world of real-life superpowers, one thing is clear. Humans are far from the ultimate champions of evolution. We've seen electric assassins, bullet-punching shrimp, fish snipers, indestructible space travelers, and creatures that heal like magic or sense worlds we can't even imagine. Nature has already crafted the superheroes we dream about, and they don't need capes, gadgets, or human invention to be legendary. If you loved discovering these amazing abilities and want to see more mind-blowing facts about the animal kingdom, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss an adventure into nature's wildest secrets. And now, I want to hear from you. If you could borrow one of these superpowers for a day, which one would you choose and why? Would you sprint like a cheetah, heal like an axolotl, or see the world through the eyes of an eagle? Drop your answers in the comments below. Let's see which animal superpower wins the crown.